Hey friends, let's lay it out straight. The 2025 to 2026 women's college basketball season is poised on a knife's edge, ready to deliver a narrative of shifting power, emerging dynasties, and the birth of new legends. While the casual fan sees a list of familiar names, the real story lies in the roster construction, the coaching philosophies, and the immense pressure facing these elite programs. Today, we're not just listing the top teams. We are breaking down the fabric of each program, from their star players and crucial role players to the strategic acquisitions that could make or break their championship aspirations. This is the definitive deep dive into the 10 teams set to dominate the landscape, starting at number 10 and climbing to the undisputed number 1. Number 10, the Michigan Wolverines. The Michigan Wolverines enter the upcoming season as a team shrouded in intrigue, a program looking to violently claw its way up the Big Ten rankings and disrupt the established order. On paper, they possess the necessary components, a returning core brimming with potential and a fresh injection of talent. However, their position at number 10 reflects a precarious balance between a high ceiling and a potentially volatile floor. The departure of Jordan Hobbs leaves a void in veteran leadership and consistent production, placing an enormous amount of pressure on a returning trio of Olivia Olson, Sela Swords, and Mila Holloway. This group is no longer judged on potential. Their sophomore season is a referendum on their ability to evolve from promising freshmen into legitimate, conference-leading stars. The success of Michigan's entire season hinges on their collective leap forward. The front office has attempted to bolster this young core by adding transfers Ashley Sulkanik and Kendall Dudley. These are not minor additions. They are calculated moves to bring in experience and versatility. The critical question, however, is one of chemistry. How quickly can these new pieces integrate into a system that is still, in many ways, defining itself? The Big Ten is an unforgiving environment that preys on indecision and a lack of cohesion. For Michigan to truly be a top 10 team, they cannot afford a prolonged gelling period. They must hit the ground running, with their young stars playing with a maturity beyond their years and their new transfers seamlessly adopting their roles. Their schedule will offer no mercy, and their ability to navigate the brutal conference slate will be the true measure of whether they belong in this elite company or is simply a promising team a year away. Number 9, the Duke Blue Devils. Under the masterful guidance of head coach Carol Lawson, the Duke Blue Devils have forged a fearsome identity built on a foundation of suffocating, championship-caliber defense and a roster deep with versatile athletes. After falling agonizingly short of the Final Four last season, this is a program playing with a chip on its shoulder, driven by the bitter taste of what could have been. Their defensive prowess is a given. They will enter every game with a high floor, capable of disrupting even the most potent offenses. The variable that will determine their ultimate fate, whether they are a tough out or a true champion, is the evolution of their offense. The addition of star recruit Emily Skinner is the catalyst they believe will unlock that next level. She is not just another player. She is a potential program-altering offensive talent, a star with the power to not only win the ACC, but to challenge the nation's best. Skinner does not arrive on an island. She joins the talented sophomore Toby Fournier and junior Ashlyn Jackson, who ranked first and second on the team in scoring. This trio forms a dynamic and multifaceted attack. Fournier's continued development and Jackson's veteran consistency provide the stability that will allow a star like Skinner to flourish. The challenge for Coach Lawson will be to weave these individual talents into a fluid, efficient offensive system. Can they move beyond stretches of offensive stagnation that plagued them at times last year? Can Skinner handle the pressure of being the go-to scorer in high-leverage moments? If Duke can find an offensive rhythm that matches their defensive intensity, they're not just a Final Four contender. They're a team with the potential to win the whole thing. Number 8, the Oklahoma Sooners. All eyes will be on Norman this season, as the Oklahoma Sooners welcome arguably the most hyped player in the country, the number 1 overall recruit, Aaliyah Chavez. Her arrival instantly transforms the Sooners from solid program into must-see television. However, what makes Oklahoma truly dangerous and worthy of this ranking is that they are far from a one-woman show. The infrastructure of a top-tier team is already firmly in place. Chavez is stepping into a veteran locker room, joining a formidable and proven core of returning stars in Reagan Beers, Sahara Williams, and Peyton Verhulst. This trio, who ranked 1 through 3 in team scoring last season, provides the stability, experience, and balanced production that will be crucial for weathering the storms of a long season. This established foundation is a luxury that cannot be overstated. It means Chavez won't have to carry the entire offensive load every single night, allowing for a smoother transition to the college game. It also presents a nightmare for opposing coaches. Do you double-team the star freshman and risk leaving proven scorers like Beers or Williams open? After a strong Sweet 16 run last season, the Sooners have tasted success. Now, by adding a generational talent in Chavez and other elite recruits like Keziah Lofton and Brooklyn Stewart, they have elevated their ambitions. The goal is no longer just to make a deep run in March. The goal is to win the final game of the season. Their journey will be one of the most compelling narratives in all of college sports. Number 7, the North Carolina State Wolfpack. In an era where many programs would crumble after losing significant talent to the WNBA, the NC State Wolfpack have simply reloaded their arsenal. This is a testament to a program built to sustain success. The Wolfpack returns a dynamic backcourt led by Zoe Brooks and Zamria Jones, two players who are now thrust into the spotlight and expected to carry the mantle of leadership. They are supported by a promising freshman class, headlined by top 70 recruits Lunnon and Adelaide Jernigan, who will be expected to contribute immediately. However, the moves that have reverberated throughout the ACC came via the transfer portal. NC State made a massive statement by acquiring Caitlin Weimer and, most critically, the big-time scoring threat Camille Pierre. These additions are a clear signal of the Wolfpack's intentions. They are not rebuilding, they are contending. Pierre, in particular, provides the kind of proven, go-to scoring that can take over a game, easing the offensive burden on the returning players. The roster now boasts a tantalizing blend of athleticism, defensive tenacity, and offensive firepower. The primary challenge will be forging a cohesive identity. With so many new, high-impact pieces, roles will need to be defined and egos will need to be managed. If they can successfully integrate these new talents and find their chemistry early, the Wolfpack has the depth and top-end talent to not only compete for an ACC title, but to be a team no one wants to see in their bracket come March. Number 6, the Tennessee Lady Volunteers. The Tennessee Lady Volunteers enter the season carrying the immense weight of both a legendary history and sky-high future expectations. Head coach Kim Caldwell has assembled a roster that is, on paper, one of the most talented in the entire country. The foundation of this optimism is the nation's second-best recruiting class, a truly staggering haul of talent that includes 3 top 20 recruits in Mia Paldo, Nye Prawl, and Jada Civil. This infusion of elite youth represents the future of the program. But the Lady Vols are firmly focused on the present. This is not a team content to wait. The returning veteran stars, Tasia Cooper and Jewel Spear, provide the crucial leadership and proven scoring that are the bedrock of any championship contender. Their experience will be invaluable in guiding the younger players through the rigors of an SEC schedule. Furthermore, the strategic addition of talented forward Janae Barker through the transfer portal addresses Akeem Eve, adding another layer of versatility and experience to the frontcourt. This roster construction is a masterclass in blending youth and experience. The freshmen bring a limitless ceiling and explosive potential, while the veterans provide the stability, toughness, and knowledge of what it takes to win at the highest level. For Tennessee, the challenge is clear. Mold this collection of immense talent into a cohesive, championship-winning unit. If they can achieve that, the echoes of past glory might just be replaced by the roar of a new dynasty. Number 5, the Texas Longhorns. Riding a massive wave of momentum from their dominant postseason run and Final Four appearance, the Texas Longhorns entered the 2025-2026 season with a clear and singular goal: finishing the job. This is a program that knows what it takes to win on the biggest stage, and they return the core components to make another run. The team is unequivocally led by the dynamic duo of veteran point guard Rory Harmon and top scorer Madison Booker. Together, they form one of the most skilled and battle-tested backcourts in the nation, a combination of playmaking, scoring, and defensive tenacity that sets the tone for the entire team. Their leadership provides a foundation of stability and excellence. Head coach Vic Schaefer, known for his relentless defensive philosophy, has meticulously addressed the team's needs to build a more complete roster. The additions of forwards Bria Cunningham and T. Sidbury provide crucial size, depth, and versatility to the frontcourt, ensuring the Longhorns can match up physically with any opponent. The icing on the cake is a stellar recruiting class, highlighted by the 5th overall recruit, Aaliyah Crump, a player with the talent to make an immediate impact. The single biggest variable for Texas is health. If they can avoid the key injuries that have plagued them in the past and keep their core on the floor, this team has everything it needs: elite talent, veteran leadership, and a championship-level coach to not just return to the Final Four, but to win the national title. Number 4, the UCLA Bruins. The UCLA Bruins possess a roster that is, quite simply, an embarrassment of riches. On paper, they are one of the most talented and well-balanced teams in the country, with All-American candidates at multiple positions. The entire structure of their team is built around the dominant interior presence of Lauren Betts. She is a game-changing anchor in the paint, a force who alters opposing offenses and serves as a highly efficient focal point for her own team's attack. Surrounding her is a perimeter arsenal that is both explosive and versatile. Scoring threats, Kiki Rice and Gabriela Jaquez provide a dynamic 1-2 punch of driving ability and perimeter shooting, while the addition of sharpshooting transfer Jonna Neepkins gives them a crucial fourth scoring option who can stretch the floor and punish defenses for doubling the post. As if this returning core wasn't formidable enough, the Bruins added a foundational piece for the future who will also make a massive impact in the present. The second overall freshman recruit, Sienna Betts, Lauren's younger sister. Her arrival creates the potential for a frontcourt dynasty and gives UCLA a level of size and skill in the paint that few teams, if any, can match. With this collection of talent, the expectations are justifiably through the roof. The challenge for the coaching staff will be to manage this wealth of options, ensuring that all pieces work in harmony. If they can establish a clear hierarchy and maintain their chemistry, UCLA isn't just a Final Four contender. They're a juggernaut with a legitimate claim to being the best team in the nation. Number 3. The LSU Tigers. Even after the departure of a force of nature like Anissa Morrow to the WNBA, the LSU Tigers under head coach Kim Mulkey remain firmly entrenched in a national championship conversation. This is their explosive scoring and playmaking ability ensure that the Tigers' offense will remain one of the most potent in the country. The roster was further bolstered by the addition of talented transfer Malaysia Fulwilly, adding another dynamic guard to their stable. However, the move that ensures LSU remains an apex predator is their historic #1 ranked recruiting class. This is not just a good class. It's a program-defining haul of talent, headlined by 2 top 10 recruits in Grace Knox and Zakiya Johnson. This infusion of elite, blue-chip talent, combined with the established star power of Johnson and Williams, creates a roster that is simply breathtaking in its athleticism, speed, and physical toughness. They are built to thrive in the rugged landscape of the SEC and to overwhelm. Number 2, the South Carolina Gamecocks. For the South Carolina Gamecocks, the season begins with one unwavering expectation: a championship. Under the legendary leadership of Dawn Staley, this has become the immutable standard. Despite losing a decorated class of stars and leaders, including Tehina Paopao and Camila Cardoso, the Gamecock machine shows no signs of slowing down. The program's culture of excellence and its relentless recruiting engine ensure that the talent pipeline is always overflowing. Coach Staley has once again masterfully worked the transfer portal, adding a premier scoring threat in Tyna Todd Williams and a valuable piece in Mikasa Robinson to immediately fill any gaps in production and experience. This ability to seamlessly blend veteran transfers with internal development is a hallmark of the program. But the dynasty is sustained by the continuous influx of elite prospects. Staley has secured the nation's 6th-best recruiting class, a group featuring top 15 talents Adil Tak and Maddie McDaniel, who are expected to uphold the program's demanding standard from the moment they step on campus. This combination of established culture, Hall of Fame coaching, and a roster perpetually stacked with elite, versatile, and tough-minded players is a proven formula for success. There may be new names on the jerseys, but the identity remains the same. South Carolina will be a defensive juggernaut, a physical force on the glass, and a team built to win in the crucible of March. Number 1, the UConn Huskies. And at the pinnacle of our 2025 to 2026 preseason rankings stand the defending national champions, the UConn Huskies. The departure of a transcendent, once-in-a-generation player like Paige Buchers would cripple most programs. For UConn, it is simply the next chapter in an unparalleled legacy of greatness. The standard of excellence established by head coach Gino Orima transcends any single player, and the roster is once again loaded with the talent to defend their crown. The team returns a core of bona fide superstars, led by sophomore sensation Sarah Strong and the brilliant Azzi Fudd, who is returning for a final season after a spectacular championship campaign. This inside-outside duo forms the heart and soul of the team, a combination of skill, basketball IQ, and clutch performance that is second to none. The offseason saw Coach Orima do what he does best, add even more firepower to an already loaded roster. He brought in another top 10 recruiting class, featuring future stars Kiyomi McMillan and Gandhi Malou, and made a crucial addition through the transfer portal in forward Sarah Williams. The acquisition of Williams gives the Huskies a dominant big three alongside Fudd and Strong, creating a core that is versatile, experienced, and overwhelmingly talented. They possess the depth, the coaching, and the championship DNA required to navigate the immense pressure that comes with being the defending champions. In a season filled with worthy challengers, the path to the national title still runs through Storrs, Connecticut.